Hi everyone, and welcome to another Empowering Accountants team training session. In this session, I'd like to share 3 ways that accountants can work proactively with their manager. My name's Dorothy Christopoulos, and I've been working with accounting firms for over 25 years to implement strategy, solve everyday practice management problems, and deliver soft skills training in communication, workflow, and efficiency. As accountants, we've spent most of our career looking backwards at the past results of our clients. We've been so busy and overwhelmed that we've become reactive. We are acting in response to a situation, per the definition of being reactive, rather than creating or controlling it. The client asks for something and we provide it. The tax office contacts us about a problem and we deal with it. That's the nature of our work. Most accountants tell me that they're constantly solving problems and putting out fires. Being proactive, however, means that we're acting in anticipation of future problems or challenges. Let me give you an example. Our client Jill Smith sent in her records for us to prepare the financial statements and tax returns 2 weeks ago. She hasn't heard anything from us since, so she calls us. We haven't even looked at the job, so we're already feeling like we're on the back foot. What do you say? Jill just wants to find out if we received the information, if there's anything missing, when is her lodgement deadline, will it be done in time, and where is it up to? But we get very panicked and we start to feel guilty that we haven't contacted Jill and she has to contact us. Now, imagine if we take control and we're proactive instead. We contact Jill at the time that we receive the work and we inform her of the following. Hi, Jill. We received your work. Thank you. We've had a brief look and noticed that the following information is missing. Would you please provide this information as soon as possible so that we can start? Your lodgement date is the 31st of October, so we'll need this information in the next 2 weeks. We've answered all of Jill's questions proactively before she's asked them at the time that we received her information. We don't feel like we're on the back foot. We don't feel guilty because we have been proactive. Why is being proactive so important? Your career development depends on a number of factors. Your knowledge, your attitude, your willingness to learn, and your ownership of the work that you've been allocated. Managers will trust someone who takes control and responsibility of the work allocated because they don't have to chase up that person. So this makes their life much easier, reduces their stress, and improves the efficiency of the whole team. If you gain a reputation for being proactive, you'll be allocated more work, more interesting work, your value to the firm will increase, and this improves your career prospects and your career development. So it really is very important to you personally, as well as the obvious reasons that it's important to the firm and to your manager. So step 1 in working more proactively with your manager is to be independent. Our managers tend to drip feed us the information when we first start working with them. So they're feeding us the information and we as a little bird head up, mouth open to accept it. But we need to transition from waiting for our manager to feed us information to a point where we are stepping up and we are seeking out the information. We're asking questions and we're doing some research. We need to take control of the job and not wait for the manager to ask where the job is up to. We need to give them a status update before we're asked, and we need to do that obviously in keeping in mind the time pressures on our manager, whether that be by an email or an end of the day status report, whatever you and your manager decide is best. In addition to that, we need to use the upside down pyramid approach of working, of managing our job. And I'm a real believer in that. Jobs should be managed from the bottom down. And I really believe that everybody should be managing up and using their manager or senior or assistant manager or partner as a resource to get their part of the job done, rather than the other way around. So it's really about stepping into the responsibility of the work that you've been allocated, and then using your manager as a resource to get your part of the work done, rather than the manager following you up and chasing you up and being in control of your part of the work. They still will, but I think it's really important for us to step up. So we should take responsibility for the work that we've been allocated. We shouldn't rely on our managers to ensure that our work is accurate, on time, and within budget. We know the work that we have to do. We know when it has to be done by. We know all the constraints that we're working with. We know what our job budget is. So we need to take responsibility of that. Imagine that you're a manager and you've got 4 accountants working for you. The responsibility of managing deadlines, job budgets, accuracy of work for 4 people is huge, and it takes so much time. And that's what most managers do. Wouldn't you want your team to check their own work for errors? Wouldn't you want them to report to you on the status of each job before you have to ask for it? And wouldn't you want them to monitor their part of the job budget and proactively inform you of all of these? Step 2, or strategy 2. Many of you would be involved in a weekly workflow meeting with your manager and team. The purpose of these meetings is to establish the status of each job, to identify roadblocks, and to take appropriate action to get each job completed. Everyone working on the job should be prepared for these meetings. I've run a number of meetings for hundreds of firms over the years, and really the most annoying time waster is when I go around the room and I ask, what's the status of the job? And the person working on it says, I'm not sure where I'm up to. It's not a good way to be presented. You're not prepared for that meeting. So everyone working on the job should be prepared for that meeting. What's the status? Be able to tell your manager exactly where you're up to. Make sure that you've got the information of what's holding you up. What do you need to get the job moving? Do you need them to call the client? What specific information is missing? If you encountered problems before the next meeting, don't wait until that meeting. Make sure you get that sorted beforehand, because the aim of the game is to get those jobs through the firm as quickly as possible, with the minimum amount of pick up and put down and the minimum amount of delays. So that should be your focus. Communicate your problems as soon as you encounter them. And then your manager will suggest some actions. Some of the actions will involve you. Most of them won't. Most of them will involve your manager. And it's really important that that you update the workflow software, tracking software, as you go. Most firms, or all firms, have some sort of workflow tracking, and it needs to be accurate. It's crucial that the status is updated by everyone each time they complete a process. Otherwise, the workflow report is useless. The workflow software is useless, because we're not putting in good information, and so we're not going to be getting out good quality information. Number 3, anticipate problems. If your manager forgets to give you a job budget, ask for one. The same applies for deadlines. If your budget is 10 hours and you've spent 5 hours on it so far and you're only 10% through the work, you need to let your manager know. Be prepared to answer any questions that they might have. What have you done so far? Why is it taking so long? What specifically about the job is so messy? What do you have to left to do? How long is this going to take you? So you've got to be prepared for these questions. It's really, really crucial. So what will you do differently as a result of this session? Please share your actions with us. It might be that you make sure that you update the workflow software each time you finish a particular part of the job. It might be that you keep track of your job budget and you ask or you alert the manager when you're starting to go over. So please share those actions with us. I'd really appreciate your feedback. If you want to learn about more ways to work proactively with your manager, join us for the Proactive Accountant 4-part online training program. In this program, I'll discuss the firm's expectations and strategies to achieve them, how to take control of your career, and how to improve efficiency and productivity. I hope that you can join us. Please let me know if you have any questions at all. Feel free to email or call me. I'm very happy to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for joining me today, and hope to see you at the Proactive Accountant online training program. Thank you. Bye.